I'm Phoebe. Welcome back to the Backlog quest. I'm not sure how well this recording is going to go this week. I was having trouble getting my Discord and text-based web pages to load before I even started. So something's telling me that this is probably going to lose a lot of frames, and if it's anything like my video last week, I lost half of my video. I recorded for 20 minutes and only 11 minutes went live. I checked it took my video offline because of the fact that I lost half the video, but after checking what I'd lost, I'd finished talking about my backlog stuff and I'd started talking about additions, so I decided to go put that back up on the channel. So it does cut out in the middle of a sentence if anyone does go watch it, and I have added that into my comments. Let's see, didn't read too much this week. I've only finished one thing, and that was Doctor Who 12 Doctors, which is 12 short stories with the 12 doctors that were around at the time, written by all different authors. And I'd listened to part of it before, but I couldn't remember where I got up to, and I think I listened to 9 of it originally the first time I listened to, and the last 3 stories I hadn't listened to at all, so I'm not sure why I stopped listening to that last time. I think I probably was listening to one in my car and a different audiobook in my work car, and I may have got really invested into the audiobook that I was listening into my work car at the time, because this was definitely a recording that I listened to at home, because I remember listening to it while I was doing my afternoon exercises the first time I listened to it. So I quite enjoyed it. I'm not familiar with most of the doctors. I only really know David Tennant and William Hartnell, because they're David Tennant's the only recent I've watched a little bit of the 11th Doctor, but I wouldn't say I'm over familiar with him. I've watched the most of David Tennant when it comes to new stuff, and I've watched all of William Hartnell for old Doctor Who, and I plan to watch the second Doctor later in the year once I buy the rest of the DVD collections that I don't have at the moment. So that's my goal last year was to watch one Doctor a month, and it just got too expensive trying to buy all the DVD collections for it, because I'm loving Doctor Who, so it is something that I do want to own everything I can for it. I can see myself going back and rewatching some of the Doctors, or some of the stories from the first Doctor in a few years, and hopefully I'll feel the same about the rest of the Doctors. It was enjoyable. My only real complaint is the story with the first Doctor and Susan was written by Ian Colfer, who is one of my favourite authors. I love his Artemis Fowl series. I love some of his other books, Supernaturalist, Half Moon Investigations, and I've really enjoyed his other series, but I got really taken out of the immersion of Doctor Who when he used the word David, which is his made-up swear word from the Artemis Fowl series, or at least I think it's a made-up word. But I associate that word with his Artemis Fowl series, and hearing Doctor Who say that it just took me out of the immersion of that story, and it told me very quickly this is Ian Colfer's story without even looking up who wrote which story, because of that one word. So yeah, I really enjoyed them. Which was my favourite story? Because the first one was about space pirates kidnapping little kids, and it being what Peter Pan ended up being based on, because the writer of Peter Pan saw the kids getting returned from the space pirate ship from his window after Doctor Who had beaten them, and I did find that story interesting. What else? Oh, there was one I really liked. Oh, the tree one. There's a story with Doctor Who arriving at a tree. I can't remember which Doctor it was. And this civilization of people are living in a tree, and I love their names. Ven is the first character that is met. He's a little kid, and I can't remember his full name, but it's something like Vengeance Against the Doctor, because a future incarnation of the Doctor prevents these people from settling the planet that they plan to settle, because they're trying to wipe up the native species in order to settle the planet. And that was my favorite of them all. I would actually like to see that short story as a TV show, because I found the living tree that they were in and the storyline behind it, and I found it quite interesting. There's some other interesting stories amongst it too. The last story was my least favorite. It just, I just didn't like the point of view, how the point of view was written, and I can't remember what it was about or who it was by. And I only listened to that one today because I finished it this morning on my drive to work, and I can already not remember.